and then Representative Bonner, if you could please describe your proposal to us, then I know that you have a testifier, and we can it'll kind of continue round out our home visiting conversation.
Yes, we'll be much more brief on this occasion because we're still talking about this tremendous program of home visiting. But I appreciate the opportunity to present HF1197. Again, I won't revisit all of the virtues of home visiting once again, but rather provide just a brief outline of this more modest proposal before you. And I want you to understand that the contrast is stark and real. The bill we just discussed met 100% of the need for Minnesota families already on the edge in the best of times. The current proposal, in the time of even more need due to the pandemic, covers only the original 10% of families in need, leaving the other 90% behind. This bill is budget neutral. It maintains the existing state funding at $33 million for the biennium, and the bill does a couple of important things worth noting. First, it moves session law into statute under a new title. Second, it allows up to 25% of funding to be used to support family home visiting programs that are evidence-informed and promising practices programs. This is often culturally appropriate programs that really have great promise. Third, it provides definitions for evidence-based, evidence-informed, and promising practice home visiting programs to make it crisp and clear. And four, it outlines the key outcomes associated with family home visiting programs. And Mr. Chair and members, with that, I would like to ask our testifiers to briefly speak to the policy changes.
I think we have just one, Ms. LaCroix DeLune, if you can please identify yourself and proceed.
Morning, Chair, members of the committee. My name is Laura LaCroix DeLune, and I'm here today representing the Minnesota Coalition for Targeted Home Visiting. We are very excited to have this bill before the committee and for you to consider these important policy changes. This is not the first time this committee has heard these policy changes, nor is it the first time, hopefully, that the committee will pass these policy changes. We have moved forward this bill for the last few years and have last year in 2020, we got caught in COVID and it did not move forward with all the other changes. And in 2019, we moved forward, and in the final budget negotiations, it didn't move to Senate as well as the House for the last 2 years. So we are hopeful that we can move across the finish line this year and make these policy changes final. But this bill will give us an opportunity, as Representative Bonner had said, to really reach into communities that might not be served by evidence-based programs. And while we don't want to go into the weeds, we don't have time, what we believe will happen is that we'll have access to more culturally relevant programming and programming that's really specific for specific populations, such as justice-involved families. So when a family is in jail and you want to start some home visiting, we need to use some adaptations of models, which are evidence-informed models, and or adaptations that are promising practices. Or if we are working with families who are highly mobile and homeless and not able to get into a shelter, you can start the home visiting services while they are moving around. And so we can continue on those services if we make some of these policy changes. I know we are short on time. I'm happy to respond to any questions that members might have, either here today or offline at another point in time. So thank you very much for considering this.
Thank you, Ms. LaCroix DeLune. And again, as was mentioned, those who've been on this committee in the past have heard this proposal, and in fact, passed this in previously. So it's hopeful to me that folks have some familiarity with it. And as was emphasized, the appropriation listed at the bottom is in fact budget neutral. It's simply putting an appropriation that's been in session law and putting that, making it be an ongoing thing, which again, it has been. Any questions about this? And again, members, we will be voting on this. And again, many of us have heard this before, but just want to make sure. Looking to see if we do. We'll give just a minute. Okay, not seeing anything. Representative Bonner, will give you any final word on this. Doesn't seem to be too many questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. clearly the need is tremendous in this area. And we know that the benefits and the return on our investment is incredible with home visiting. And, you know, we have seen in the last year some really stark consequences that have occurred as a result of COVID. And I think the need is even greater now. And so I hope, members, that you will in fact support this proposal to make sure that we can do right by our little ones and give them the start that they truly deserve to thrive and not just survive.
Thank you so much, Representative Bonner. And with that, Representative Pryor renews her motion, House File 1197 be re-referred to the Health, Finance, and Policy Committee. Ms. Chambers, if you could please take the roll on House File 1197.
Representative Pinto, Chair.
Aye.
Representative Pryor, Vice Chair.
Aye.
Representative Franson.
No.
Representative Bennett.
Aye.
Representative Bolden.
Aye.
Representative Daniels.
No.
Representative Davney.
Aye.
Representative Damon.
Aye.
Representative Jurgens.
Aye.
Representative Kotisa Watoon.
Aye.
Representative Morrison.
Aye.
Representative Waslowit.
Aye.
And Representative Wolgamott.
Wolgamott, aye.
We have 11 ayes and 2 nays.
Thank you, members. Thank you, Representative Bonner. And thank you to all the testifiers. This is just tremendous, tremendous work that you all are doing. And I guess a particular thank you is to Ms. McDonald again, but to all of our testifiers.